Wow.
Okay.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another After Hours animation event. I'm so excited. Tonight's event is going to be hosted or run by Harleigh Shaw. We're going to be watching her film and then going into a live Q&A afterwards. The film, The Day That Sherrie Stopped, was created in collaboration with Eternal Family. So it's also very exciting to have Eternal Family and Drew here tonight to talk more about their platform and all the work they're doing too. So with that, I'll let you take it away, Carly.
Cool. I made this film this past year. I finished in January, and yeah, I had a lot of help and motivation from Drew in Eternal Family, and also Harrison, who's in the crowd as well. Um, both producers. Um, and yeah, it was my first animation I ever made, and I learned a lot in the process of creating it, and I hope that you guys enjoy it.
Amazing. Now let me get the screen share up. Can you guys hear that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Sacha! What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just watching these ducks. It's mating season for them.
Damn, why are you watching ducks fucking?
I'm not. They just started.
You're a pervert, Sacha. Yo, they really are fucking. That is so weird. Oh my god, bro. These are swans.
They're kind of aggressive. You shouldn't get so close to them.
You can't live your life like that, Sacha. You're so shy.
Bro, they tried to bite me earlier.
I'm over here next to the birdies, Sacha. You're a bench guy. Always will be if you don't take a risk for once. Come over here.
Bro, no.
It's hot as fuck. Do you want to go get some popsicles?
Sure.
I'm good, thanks.
Oh my god, I heard about this shop from my cousins.
Welcome to the shop. Is it your first time here?
I gotta go home. Do you want to walk that way with me?
Sure.
All right, cool.
Wait. Actually, I think I might have left something by the ducks. I'm gonna go get it. You should just go home, okay? Is that okay?
It's chill, Sasha. Good luck finding it.
This feels like fate that I saw your post. The angel, Judith, was one of my closest girlfriends. I come to Florida every few months, and on my last trip, I visited Daffodil Park and spent time with that gorgeous memorial Lenny made. For hours, I sat in the shade thinking of her and had written a poem to Judith in that beautiful blue book. That day truly felt blessed by Judith, the sun's rays warming up my skin as her smile did. I hope it's okay that I PM'd you. I was taken aback when I saw your post today and would love the chance to connect more deeply.
Sasha, you're such a fucking faggot.
Hey, give me your phone. Delete that.
Get the fuck off of me, Sasha. This video is precious. I'm not deleting this shit.
Aaron, you fucking bitch. Just delete it, please. Sherrie is a beautiful woman that I'm in love with. She says our meeting was a fated encounter, that we spent eons prancing around the cosmos together, and that she'll always be there for me in this life to soothe my negative feelings. Sherrie is a 42-year-old blonde. She lives in Boston with her 2 sons, a golden retriever puppy, and the young boy Ernesto. Sherrie teaches me how to open up. She's the first person since my mom who encourages me to be my true self. Every night she texts me positive quotes and calls me up to tell me about her day. This reminded me of you. Some shit happened with Aaron. I'm feeling kind of upset. Can I talk to you? Shit, why aren't these messages delivering? Oh my god. Stupid.
Alright, got it. I'm gonna fuck this bitch up. Fuck! I fucking missed that little bitch!
Hey guys.
Oh, what's up, Sasha?
Sup?
I guess Mr. Performer can't talk to us. Too famous now.
Hey, Leave him alone. At least he has passion.
What the fuck are you talking about, Tasha?
Oh, I got you.
Damn, bro. Those anoles are the fastest. I cannot believe you hit that. It's all twitchy and shit now. Ugh.
You guys are fucked up. Just put it out of its misery.
Tasha, it's fine. It's just a lizard.
Chill, chill, chill.
Whoa.
Looks like all of our fishes died, Mom. There's one left, but he's got mouth rot. His scales are all dulled. Soon enough, he'll be dead too. I'm sorry I didn't take better care of them, Mama.
You're so pretty, girl. Why don't you get up here and dance for me, girlie?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Work it, girl.
You like that?
Damn. Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Yeah. Yeah, work it, girl. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Please answer me, Sherrie. Yeah. Okay. Oh, shit. Why?
Why the long face, Sacha? Have you been fighting with Aaron again?
It's something else. I don't feel like talking about it right now.
Want to try this new dance?
That's okay. I'll just watch.
Okay, Sacha. I love you, Sacha.
We love you so much, Sacha.
I love you guys too. Till our stars realign, Sherrie.
Amazing. Like, so well done.
Thank you.
Incredible. So for context for those who joined, we were talking just before this, and Harleigh was saying that this is your first film. That's correct, right?
First animation.
First animation. How long did this take you?
I think I wrote this. How long did it take? It took a few months of like working on it in my free time, you know, kind of just here and there, on and off. And then I was home in Florida and like had like a big push that I was working on it, you know, like just really long hours every day for like a month, probably this past, or like maybe like a month and a half or almost 2 months this past January or no, December. Yeah.
That's amazing. Like it's like for your first animation, and like this, the length of the film is like truly incredible, but I'm getting ahead of myself. But to start, like anyone has questions, like please feel free to pop them in the chat or unmute. But I'd love to hear more about the film, your inspiration, your process. Like tell us a little bit more about that.
The inspiration, I wrote this short story that I adapted into like a script for this film, and I think it was just I was visiting this park in Orlando, and I was really inspired by like just everything there was sort of like seemed like mutated and like just kind of off, and there was like something like funny but also a little bit like cursed about it, you know, and like that gave me sort of the inspiration to like write this short story that, you know, is basically this film. And I guess like some of the scenes like with the ducks and stuff I sort of took directly from there. And yeah, just kind of like other things that I was interested in at the time. Like I guess I was thinking about like what it'd be like to have like a relationship with someone who was like only on the phone, and then like once they stop responding to you, it's completely like in their control. And you can't really do anything about it other than like be sad, which is what happens to Sacha.
Yeah. No, that was incredible. And I think so much of like the film too plays with these like concepts, and it's really nice to hear like the context of it and where you drew inspiration from, but like you use humor in such an incredible way. I think it's super difficult for people to translate humor into an art form, or like I struggle with it. Maybe it's not super, but I know it's challenging because it's like not only does it have to be funny to you, but it has to be funny to the people that are watching. And like you've done that so well, like throughout the entire film. And like you must be a fantastic writer. But I would love to hear about your process of like incorporating humor in that way, and like being able to like, especially because animation goes through so many processes of like, it's very labor and time intensive, but also like editing and all of that. Like how did you maintain like either the joy or the humor throughout that process
in the movie? Well, I guess the humor was kind of just in the writing, I guess. And there was like humorous moments, and then like I guess I just like I pay a lot of attention to like ways things are phrased that I think is funny, or maybe certain mannerisms. And I kind of just, when I was animating, sort of had that in mind, whether like consciously or unconsciously, which probably added to the humor of it. But I'm happy that you thought it was funny.
Yeah, it's funny. Like in case you didn't know, like it's very funny. You like there's so many twists and turns. I think that the medium also like really supports like the humor throughout the film. And like I don't know, like I'd love to hear more about like your choice of using like 3D, like animating in 3D, telling the story in 3D, but also like how that plays into your storytelling, because if so much about it feels very intentional.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the whole thing is kind of funny in that way, because it's like this like very human story, but then they're just these like cute like deers, you know, experiencing it. And I don't know, like for a moment I thought about like figuring out how to make that script into like a live action film, but I was just like doing a lot of 3D stuff at a time. Like I had recently had a job before, like that I had learned Blender at, which is like how I got into 3D animation. And yeah, I think like kind of for that like humor element and like and also just like the idea of like yeah, I never saw an animation that was like about like a story like this that felt like superhuman with before with like kind of like animal characters. So yeah, I guess that was part of it.
Amazing. And then I guess next I'd love to know, and like Drew, feel free to like join in, but the process of like collaborating or creating this film like with through Eternal Family, like launching it there, like can you tell me more about that and like the process that you both went on together? Like it'd be great to hear more.
Definitely. Well, it was awesome, and like I was really grateful that Eternal Family became involved. Like that was kind of like, you know, after I had been working on it here and there for like a year, figuring out like what I was making. And then yeah, it was really cool. Like I wouldn't have probably finished it at this point like without that push, you know, from Drew and like the help. And it was really cool to just, you know, in the end have it screening like among some other films that Eternal also produced. Yeah, it was an awesome experience. I feel really grateful for it.
Cool. Yeah, I could jump into. Yeah, it was. I felt really grateful as well that we were able to present Harleigh's movie. We're very much like kind of just like learning as we go with all this stuff, and yeah, and so yeah, we included the film as part of like our winter program basically. So we like lined up a few different projects, and yeah, and we often want to have like support 3D animation like in what we're doing, but also recognize like in what Harleigh experienced, where it's like there's just so much that goes into the production to produce, like even if it's a short film, there's just so much work that goes in there. And you know, like I feel really lucky about what we're doing and putting out in the world, but it's also at a scale where it's still pretty small. And yeah, and so I think like, you know, for us to have supported this film and like Harleigh's kind of like jumping into it and like kind of helping it go to that, you know, like to that level where it was like there was sort of a deadline and like kind of helping motivate the people we work with in that sense. Yeah, it's a great role for us to be playing, and then being able to present it on the platform is like a wonderful thing too. And yeah, and thank you as well for, you know, organizing this talk and yeah, helping like contextualize the work, because it's something where sometimes when it's online releases, it's hard to know like how it is received in the world, or just even to experience it with like more than just like you and whoever you might be sitting with watching. So it's nice to be able to do that in person here.
Yeah, 100%. No, thank you both so much for coming. I mean, while we're on the topic, maybe Drew, you can, for those like unfamiliar and also the community that will watch the recording afterwards, like could you give us like a kind of an overview or like what you do, the work you do at Eternal Family?
Sure, yeah. So Eternal Family started about 2 years ago, and it's basically like an artist-run streaming platform where we have you know, subscribers who are paying for the most part $5 a month, and that means we have like some money that is coming in or that we kind of anticipate is coming in, and with that we're basically looking to support projects that fit within kind of like our, you know, curatorial kind of direction. And yeah, and I think the thing I was kind of mentioning before, where it's like being aware of like our scale, where it's like, okay, like we only have so much, and like how do we kind of support works in like the fullest way possible. based on where we're at. And yeah, so that's kind of how we're approaching things. And then I'm kind of planning things like on a seasonal basis right now. And so we're kind of looking ahead for the summer. We're going to be doing like screening events in Los Angeles and New York, which we just did last month, which went really well. And yeah, but it all, like even with the in-person events, it's all kind of tied to releasing stuff on the platform. Yeah, and like I said earlier, we're just learning as we go. We're figuring it out all the time. And yeah, it's a fun project for sure.
Amazing. Thank you so much for like going into that. And like it's always so fantastic to hear about platforms that exist like outside of Vimeo, or ways for people to like artists to share their work in a space that's like made for them and for the success of their projects too.
Yeah, and I think one thing to add too is just like it is very much a community effort behind like what we're doing here. And like I'm kind of like a shepherd in some ways, right? Like I'm the one that's kind of just like trying to line things up, but it really is a group effort. And even something like this is an example where it's like it's an extended community project, like different people contributing in different ways. And yeah, an Eternal Family can be a really great container for that, but it's also part of something larger. And yeah, I just feel lucky that we're able to kind of facilitate that.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I guess like I'm kind of jumping around a little bit. But Harleigh, maybe it would be great to hear too about your experience, not only like creating a film in 3D, but like working with like producers or executive producers, having these deadlines, like, and your creative process of like collaborating with peers, whether that's like remotely during COVID or whatever. I'd love to hear more about how that experience was for you and you both.
Like what specifically? Like
maybe the collaborative process, but also working on like a longer form project and having like either it's like people helping you animate or like an executive producers helping you get like how is that process of collaborating, especially like in a time where we're not always able to be like in person in a room together, talking through ideas.
For sure. I feel like my main collaborators on it were Millie Cohen, who did some text animations and also played the lead of Sacha, and Harrison Fishman, who's in this, helped me a lot in the end when I was editing, especially just like with making different choices, and also helped connect me with Eternal, and through Eternal, I like had a lot of help like getting like the sound mixed and stuff like this, which was extremely important to the film. And yeah, I don't know, I guess like working with voice actors over Zoom was maybe a little bit different. I hadn't done that before, but since the whole process was on the computer, it seemed it flowed well. Like it wasn't a challenge to have to be on Zoom, because most of it was just like me at my computer. Like on the probably like 90% of it was that. So yeah.
Amazing. And then for someone who's just starting out in 3D or like just experimenting in the medium, like do you have any advice for them?
Yeah, I think it's awesome if you have an idea of even something small that you want to make, and that's how you start. You just figure out how to make it using the tutorials and everything. That's how I taught myself, and it was good.
Amazing. And I have there is a question in the chat. Please feel free to unmute, Harrison, if you would like to ask live, and then everyone else, like, please chime in, like if you have questions, like unmute or pop them in the chat and I can read them out.
Hey.
I wanted to ask what the casting process was like on like an animated film.
Like, I just felt like Millie fit the role, and I just knew I wanted it to be Millie really soon. Very, very quickly, like when I was working on it, and I'm happy that Millie did that.
And what about like the other characters in it, like the twins and stuff like that?
Yeah, also I casted people that I knew that I thought would fit the role for most of it. And I also found some actors on Backstage and Craigslist, who those people I kind of had Zoom auditions with beforehand to pick the best one.
Cool.
That's awesome. It sounds like you had a very like strong intuition as to like how these characters needed to be portrayed. Like and that I think that really is a testament to the writing process and the planning and like the vision that goes into something from like start A to the finished point.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions?
Yes. What's next for Harleigh Shaw? If you know.
Well, I think I might be doing. Sorry. My ideas that I have for my next projects are both live action, but watching this, I was like, I really want to make an animation again, but I don't know when I'll be able to. But I hope that I'll have the time to still be working in Blender and stuff because I really enjoy the process. It's like really relaxing for me.
Thanks.
I have another question.
Yeah.
I was wondering about your process of making an animated movie. Like, did you storyboard it all out, just like drawing, or did you write it out beforehand, or did you kind of like how did the story / drawing process of it all come to be? What were the steps involved?
So I wrote a short story that I turned into a script, and that was it. I didn't storyboard.
So you like were just vibing in Blender?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Thanks.
I love that. It's amazing. And so that, I guess, so did you record the script first and then animate on top of that?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So sound was like super, like, I guess, foundational for this piece.
Definitely. Yeah, and having like Joel Hernandez did the sound mix in the end, and it really transformed the movie so much. Like, it made me like it a lot more.
Okay. Was there a follow-up question?
I was curious if you'd ever do combo live action animation.
Yeah, it would be cool. I would like to do that. We'll just have to see how.
I'd like to see what you come up with.
Thank you.
How did you conceive the characters, like the deers, like, and it looked like they kind of had like tattoos and stuff. Like, where did that kind of inspiration come from, or like, where were we getting, or yeah, how did that come about?
I think I actually just had plain deers, and I showed them to Harrison, and Harrison said like they look not done. So then I just, I don't know, tried a bunch of different textures on them, and like ended up trying painting on them. And yeah, I just liked it. I like referenced like a lot of like clothes and like shoes and like fashion garments.
It helped that they had the long limbs.
What?
It helped that they had the long limbs.
Yeah, they're like models.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
I love it. And then for your inspiration for the way that they move, like they move in such like perfect, like not, I don't want to say awkward, but like they move in the right way. Like the moment where Sherrie doesn't text back and like the push into the wall was so like I felt it, like I can see it. I can imagine like a teenage or like younger self, like kind of that angst. So I thought that was really well done. Can you speak more about that? And
Thank you. Yeah, I guess I was just trying to like put myself into how Sasha would feel, you know? And a lot of the choices with movement just came from like limitation as well, because it was like my first time 3D animating or like animating in general. So I feel like I just like tried to like channel whatever the emotion would be and how the character would move and try to like achieve that with like the skills that I had.
that's awesome.
I was wondering about this, the scene where Millie's character is like talking to the pond and then like goes past the gate to like the pond where the fish are like swimming and alive, and it almost feels like they're stepping into a different world at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I was curious if that was something that you were trying to create. Yeah, like it almost like connecting to like an afterlife or like another dimension or something.
Yeah, that's cool that you had that take on it. Because I guess it is kind of spiritual in that sense. You know, it just was to be kind of like a moment of like reflection and like meditation with the fish. And that's kind of why I wanted that environment to be more just like stripped down than the rest of it.
Yeah, it almost, yeah, like in terms of the way I read it, it almost felt like it was like primordial gates, and that was just like just more of a stripped down environment where it's like the thing that like was most important in that moment was like a lot more clear or something.
Yeah. That's cool that you had that like interpretation of it.
Awesome. Does anyone else have any other questions or thoughts?
I have one more question. What excites you, Harleigh, about making a movie in Florida, set in Florida? Like, why make it there rather than somewhere else? Especially an animated film, it can happen anywhere, you know? So it's pretty specific choice there.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying in the beginning when I wrote the short story, it was just because I was like really inspired that this one day in this park in Orlando, like by all the people there and like just like the environment and like how the animals were acting and like how the people were acting also. And I guess it's just because I'm from Florida, like and also I just love Florida and am interested in like the people and like the landscape there.
Are you familiar with Amy Lockhart's work?
No.
You should definitely check her work out. She has like a series of like short films called Pond Life. And I think you would like them. They're very, I think, inspired by reality TV, but if reality TV was animated ducks, but the way that she has her characters move and stuff just feels like, I feel like you would really enjoy her work.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'll check it out after this.
Yeah, definitely. Amazing. Thanks. So is there anything else like before we kind of come to a close? Like what are you able to talk about what you're working on next, or are you taking a break, or like live action versus animation? Like what are you up to now?
Yeah, I'm writing something that I really want to make, but it's live action and I probably won't make it very quickly. But I think it'll be something that I'm like slowly working on over the next year or so. And it's like about it's about a class field trip, a 5th grade class field trip. That's all I'll say for now. But yeah, thank you guys. And yeah, I don't know, like about animation versus live action. I don't know. I just now the next idea I have is live action and not animation. But like I want to figure out how to like still, be working in Blender when I have free time. I have been taking a break from Blender though since I made this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all the questions and for coming, and for McKenna and Drew for hosting this. It was really awesome and cool to watch the movie with all you guys and talk to you guys.
Thank you so much. It was amazing to watch your film. Like it's truly incredible. And thank you for taking the time to share it with us and like answer all of our questions. I can't wait to see what you do next. And Drew too, I want you to like plug the socials because I think what you're doing is so exciting. And I think the communities that we have here are really same mindset. So I'd love to have that blasted wide.
Well, yeah, we definitely want more animation in the mix. I think it's like adds such a interesting dimension to like storytelling and just like, yeah, visual exploration. And yeah, I mean, it's always such a like remarkable feat too, right? Because there's just so much more involved when it comes to that. And yeah, and I think like Harleigh's film is like a great example where it's like just like approaching something in a way where you are kind of like learning as you go, right? Like, or like you were saying, kind of just like vibing in the process. And then like the result is something that is like no one else could have made that film, right? Like there's just like no one would ever come anywhere close to producing something that looks that same way and like has that same kind of exploration and like the angles and everything. And I think that's like, yeah, like that right there just like stands out so much.
Oh, that's incredible. Okay, well, with that, I'm gonna stop the recording. So thank you all so much for coming.